So guys, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you for spending it with us.
Hi guys, my name is Wes. I am from Columbia, Missouri. I've lived in New York since 2017. I was a producer for Bleacher Report for 4 years, sports media company, and then I just started at Complex, which used to be a magazine. Now it's more like a social media brand. I'm a producer for like video and editorial stuff. And so with dating, right into dating, huh?
Well, actually, can we add also that he's
Oh,
the newest cast member of Summer House?
Yeah, I did a Bravo show.
Yeah.
I skipped that part. I'm 29. Yeah, apologies for skipping that little detail. Yeah, I filmed season 8 of Summer House. The Summer
Which is coming out
a week from tomorrow. Are there Bravo people in here? Oh yeah. What's your favorite Bravo show?
Real House of New York.
Of course. I'm like trying to get into
But I
it.
like Summer House a lot.
Okay, good. Love that. With dating, I would say we were talking about this earlier. I probably make questionable decisions here and there, but I do lead with.
How often are we talking? Like, what's the ratio?
Monthly, not weekly. But I do lead with honesty, which I think I probably have used to like justify decisions I've made. But in the end, as long as you're honest, I think everything else can kind of be worked through. So that's kind of the guy I am.
Yeah.
But I also am like I'm the fear of commitment guy. I date lightly and then kind of run away. So I come with red flags.
Hi everyone, my name is Nico. I'm from Wales in the UK. I'm just a small town Welsh boy, come to New York, trying to live the dream. I'm a digital and a physical personal trainer. Now, if anybody knows what TRX is, you know the black and yellow straps in the gym?
Yeah.
Well,
tell us about the digital part. Is there a lot of like shirtless?
yeah, it's just
digital
OnlyFans. I just do it in my
pics?
underwear. It's just thong, high heels. No, so it's a lot of it is classes on Zoom, one-to-ones. I also have a fitness app that I program workouts for all my clients around the world. So it's going really well. Yeah. But on the dating side of the spectrum, what type of guy I am? I'm open on a date. I'm always trying to stay open-minded because I came to New York because how many like resident New Yorkers are here? Give me a whoop. Any resident? Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm not right. So I came to New York for the dream. So it's career, ambition, drive, and I wanted to. Every time I go out on a date, I like it to be an adventure. So I like it to be open. I don't know where it's going to end up. I don't mean the end of the night. I mean the locations. I mean the locations throughout the day. So like the first location is always chosen, but then you don't know where you're going because you're in New York. Like it's magical, it's romantic, it's beautiful, and it's energetic. And
Okay.
so,
Would you say you have the smooth, like accent type, or what?
yes, ma'am.
His personality doesn't matter at all. He just has to talk and say anything.
Well, thank you, Wes. So I can just get yes. I like going to the gym as well. Do you? Yeah. No. So I just like an adventure. Yes. Just.
You're the adventurous type in dating.
Yes.
In dating and in the
dating and life.
bedroom,
Because what I do is
Yes.
digital. Like I'm nomadic. I can move around.
Amazing.
It's good.
It's getting hot in here. Okay, next.
Hi everybody, I'm Johnny Pace. I'm one of New York's newest residents. I moved here in December.
Fresh meat, ladies, unaffected by New York. I mean, let's get
Untarnished.
the day going.
I'm 27, so in the years since graduate school and now, 3 or 4 years, I've been all over the world. I've been all over the U.S. I had kind of a short list of cities I wanted to try out. I had countries I wanted to visit, and along that journey, I kind of developed a second career. So I'm a management consultant by day, and I have been for about 3 years. And I've developed a second career as a professional sports photographer, mainly as in the track and field. So if any of you follow track and field, if you have heard about track and field, I've probably worked with a lot of those folks in that space. I was a collegiate runner, and so at this point, a lot of people I knew are on that scene. So it's been a neat segue these last few years. So
Awesome. And what type of guy are you dating?
yeah, I've typically been the one that's tough to pin down. Like, where are you? Where do you live? I've tried to finally be able to answer that question. This is the first time I've been able to answer it. I live in New York. I have a lease. That's the first time I've been able to do that in New York.
It's the first step.
It's the first step. But that's probably been the biggest challenge. That's why I wanted to move here and establish, is so I could start to meet people. And it's been great. Like, I think New York really is a special place. I'm always inspired by, or just excited about how many different stories there are, how many cool people doing cool things are in the city.
Awesome.
Way to like just network. If you
Network
meet
in the like bikini.
friend of a friend, follow back. If you, how simple is it that if you follow someone, they're not
Yeah.
obligated to follow back. It's not a dating app.
True.
But if they do, it's a good, it's just a little pixie dust, and then you follow the breadcrumb trail. You reply to a story. If they reply, it's just a lot of like little clues, and then finally, you know, that can lead to a date, or it can lead to seeing them out and having like, oh, I just saw you were in fucking Miami or whatever. You know, just little stuff like that, and so.
I have access to the world, and that's fine, but I'm a huge fan of in person, and for me that's been like the social run clubs personally. I just think when you can align on the competition, I mean, it's tough. There's not a lot of good options there, but I feel like I've gotten a lot out of meeting people in person. And at least, you know, it's kind of like an initial screening, right? Because I feel like with the apps, it takes days sometimes before you can even say, get a how are you? Like, it's not realistic. It's not real life. So I think I feel grateful that like I've found like there's always something every day of the week in that scene.
Nice.
What about game playing? What's your take on like hard to get, too available? Like what do you guys think about
How we act or what we're looking for?
that? Great question. I would like to know both. 1A and 1B.
You go first.
I'll just give you some time to think, Wes.
Yeah.
So, honestly, Mindy, I like it direct. Like, okay, right, so we're talking digital and we've matched on Hinge. I obviously love the way you look. You love the way I look. You like something I've said. Yeah. It's West I like. So, you've obviously said something that I can kind of relate to. So just meet up. Because if it was organic, you would like someone in a coffee shop and you would go, oh my God, I like the way she looks. And you say hello and you say, can I get your number? Let's meet up. It's exactly the same thing. I don't understand why there has to be this huge, like, detailed questioning and checks and how many red flags do you have and does my dog like you? And yeah, so it's just like, I would rather meet up. Yeah, I'd like to sit there, have a chat, have a drink, see where it goes.
I would, if you wore a
What about
blouse
giving-
and I wore
What about the
tie,
fact that you're giving up like an entire evening, right? Like sometimes could a date be a good way to spread that out?
If I do first dates, I like to do during the week because I know people usually have like a social calendar. Thursday's cray, but Friday, Saturday, like.
Do you give away like a courtesy Monday to someone if you're not sure, or you?
I assume
give them
everyone's
days?
hungover on Monday, and so I
Okay,
try to
yeah.
hit the like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday window.
Okay.
I'd say.
I have done.
Think about types. Do you have like a go-to? I know that there's some questions about like you talked earlier about what's your sign, and that is seemingly a deal breaker for someone in
Are
this
any of
crowd.
us sign guys?
No.
Not a
Are you
sign.
guys all sign people?
No, does anybody? No.
No. So no one. Oh, this is a cool crowd.
Yeah, in New York are all about that magic and that romance and that adventure and that energy, and I like that. So if someone comes in a little bit stiff, a little bit negative, don't love that, but love someone who can dance, it's fun, loves comedy,
What kind
is
of
funny.
moves specifically?
What kind of moves specifically, Mint? Okay, well, no, just has rhythm. Let's go for that.
Okay.
Has rhythm.
Okay.
Can dance, loves dancing, and
Okay.
will dance like no one's watching. I had like, I'll describe it, right? So I had the perfect date, maybe 2 months ago. I don't love watching loads of sport, but I do on occasion like watching boxing. And this girl, fair play to her, came to meet me at Dive Bar to watch boxing that was in Dubai.
That's so romantic.
Then at 5 p.m., I just said, I just said, look, I'm really busy today, but do you want to come watch the boxing? We ended up having a few drinks. The guys behind the bar loved us, so they liquored us up. Then we ended up at the Comedy Cellar by 8 p.m. After that, we walked across to the jazz music place and just danced the whole night. And it was just like, that's why I came to New York. So that's what I want.
Okay.
Like, see where the night takes you. Like not hung up on a schedule or down to try something crazy. That's always great.
Translations. So I read texts that girls get, and then I have these guys translate them. So the first
Is it
one,
like a health waiver that everyone signed that they're not going to kill us after we've done this? Because I need to, okay.
well, you guys, I think a lot of what we talk about on the show is that girls typically get advice from each other because they want to be supportive, when in actuality your guy friends will kind of tell it like it is if you're ready to hear it. So this is, in a way, you guys just giving your opinion, like keep him, do not keep him, I would never do that. So this situation is, so these are from our listeners, so they gave us a little bit of background. So this one is from someone who met a guy at an event, and he was seemingly very interested, got her number, and then asked her to do something after the event. And once she said yes, he just said, I'll be right back though, I have to do a few things, and then proceeded to get a bunch of other girls' numbers.
Good opening.
Strong. Hey, what's up? Good meeting you. And then the girl writes back, good meeting you at first. I know, right? It gets better. Before being really turned off by your rather thirsty land grab of numbers. Couldn't be more unattractive. Best of luck with your conversions. Smiley face. Yeah, I know, right?
No. Is that it?
Well, yeah.
I'm
but
on
then-
her side.
Okay, great. Yes, thank you. And if you weren't, but so the thing is, the update is that the guy is now reaching out all the time,
She's already.
and then sees her places and is like constantly wanting this validation. And do you think it's because she like basically, I don't know, do people say you got served anymore? Because she served them? I don't know, that's not it. Give me a better word. Sorry, we're gonna edit that out. But because she actually like,
She ghosted him.
She called us bullshit. That's what she
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, both of those things. So like, now that this, the question isn't, is this guy dateable? The question would be, in the spirit of game playing, is it like, now that this girl is unattainable, now this guy is like, wow, she's amazing.
It's all about the win.
But he already was. He asked for her number in the beginning, so he was like already pursuing her. He just was pursuing other people in front of her,
Yeah, like
which already shows his game is not stellar.
Right,
Because if he was gonna get the numbers, he would have done it professionally.
When she wasn't.
What
When she
way?
wasn't looking.
Yeah, a bit more
Like an
copious.
idiot.
Like an octopus sort of vibe.
Yeah, I would guess she gave him a little bit of attention enough where he got her number, and now she's out. But I think that's not enough to like fully obsess over someone afterwards, which sounds like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess too.
He sounds weird to me.
Yeah, I think the guy is already on is not interesting. I'm just curious about the like hard to get. We were talking about game playing, so like hard to get versus
Yeah.
just being normal, and like if
Hard to get though to me is like a little bit of flirtation and then pull away.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's just like, you're a weirdo, and he has no social like spectrum.
It sounds like what's happened is he's been sitting on Hinge, Tinder, or
Yeah,
Bumble for the
that's
last
what
12 months swiping, and he was just doing it physically in a room and just like literally just getting numbers and just playing the odds, playing the numbers. And
Yeah.
she called him on his bullshit, and he just can't cope with it because obviously slightly, I suppose, narcissistic tendencies, and just can't deal with the loss that she doesn't want him. So he's just coming in for the win. And the second she,
in for the win.
second she lets him in and says, "Let's go on a date," he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm busy," and then he's gonna backslap himself.
Johnny,
Yeah,
what's your take?
He lost his chance like the second he moved on and got all those other numbers. Like he's just what is he scraping the bottom of the barrel? He's just desperate for something. So I'd say cut him off.
They went on a date, and then he asked to see her the next night because he was traveling the next day.
Fair.
She
Yeah.
did, and barely put out, according to my records.
What does that mean? I go, what does
so
that mean?
subjective.
Yeah, well, bracket barely put out.
Just,
First
yeah.
base. Well, maybe second base. Let me check.
Hands.
Second base, but like in public, not
Oh.
not back at anyone's
Oh.
place.
Oh.
It's just like a moment.
That's like super putting out if you do
Yeah,
get to
that's-
second base
that's
in a
nice.
bar.
Wait, just to clarify, I might be wrong. What's first base and second base to you guys? Please clarify.
I mean, I'm not going into that.
What do you mean?
I'm
Either
from
one
the
is
UK,
like
it's
pretty
different.
innocent.
Fuck it. First base, making out. Second base, hand stuff. Third base, oral sex. Fourth base, sex.
Yeah.
Intercourse.
Yeah.
Wait, you are the sports reporter, so that's actually
Grand
very
Slam.
helpful.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Are there
Yeah,
any
So,
objections?
okay.
I
So,
think it's valid.
but
Yeah, hand
what's the
stuff in
text?
a bar she put out.
Sex is
What, no, but what's the text? What's the text?
Four base.
Intercourse is getting home base.
Yeah. Thank you for that, West. I hadn't realised that. That was.
All right, so it was. Wait, second base is hand stuff. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
I'm on her.
Yeah.
I'm on the girl's side again.
We say it really grossly in the UK. Like second base is like fingers and thumbs. I'm so sorry. I know there's someone from Bristol here, so you're like, yeah.
No judgment for you guys.
I'm really sorry, Mum. I have to call my mum after this and say I said this.
So, oh, I forgot about the text.
What text?
So
Yeah.
then, okay, so they have this moment of first rounding second, stealing second. I don't know.
Stealing second sounds not good.
Okay, rounding second.
Stealing second
Random
base.
seconds.
She wasn't looking. Like
No,
what?
no.
Did he slide?
Maybe she did it. Oh, God. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be PG.
Was his shirt good?
13.
Yeah,
What?
Head first or?
Okay, all right. You guys are cut off. Let me bring it back to the classy part, okay? All right, so yes, they go to second base in public. And then the guy says at the end, because he's leaving for an early flight the next day, something like, and I think he was Italian, it says so. I think it was something like, "Don't forget me." Oh, sorry, that's you. Something like, okay, I'm gonna say it normal so like we get it out. Something like, "I'll see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget about me."
Ooh,
Right?
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
the girl's thinking,
that's so manipulative.
okay, or I hope you don't forget about me or something. Okay, fine. Same.
Okay, that's different.
Okay, I think he said, "I hope you don't forget about me." But before that was very active on Instagram, watching the stories and whatever. And then the girl just assumed that she would probably talk to him a little bit within the 2 weeks. They're not together. The guy disappears, not on Instagram,
Oh,
not on anything,
obvious.
and just wrote today on Valentine's Day, like, "Oh, let's get together soon."
Classic Italian.
Sorry, where is he from?
He's a
Bloody hell.
She's holding your phone.
Yeah, I can see it.
How do you say Italy? I mean, how do you speak it? All right, come in.
Just do this. Yeah, you just do this,
Sorry,
right?
forget about
Just do your
it.
hands.
Forget about me.
Then he keeps his foot in the door by saying, "I hope you don't forget about me." So that's the foot in the door, that's covered. You're telling me he can't send her one message for 2 weeks. What if that person was the love of his life, or he really wanted to see her again? He couldn't say, "How are you, Mindy?" Just 7 days into the trip.
Mindy?
He
I
couldn't say,
think "Don't forget about me" was just like a goodbye.
No, but that bit's great. That's romantic. I hope you don't forget about me. That's open, right, and vulnerable. But then there's no message for 2 weeks.
Or is
That's
it
like,
foreshadowing? Don't forget about me because I'm gonna disappear for 2 weeks because I'm married.
yeah, no, or like I'm going on a trip with someone else. So I hope you don't forget about me. By the way, don't message me because I'm gonna do something. That's what that sounds like to me.
Don't
That's like
forget
foot
about
in the
me.
door, a little bit dodgy.
All right, we have two still gunning for this guy. We have
I'm
one
gunning for
guy.
him.
I think he's
down.
fine.
Drop
I don't
him.
think he did anything too bad.
Drop him.
Drop it back.
Yeah.
Let her
If he
know.
can't, like, if he's gonna meet you, take you out the next day. That's emphatic. That's like, I really like you. I want to see you again, right? And then not message you for 2 weeks. That's not good enough.
I think in this case, you give him a second chance and kind of assess from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not mention. We're just like, how was your trip?
Yeah, you never said that.
Like that. So we want to know, like, what's your one tip for all the ladies of the world? Like real, not like be yourself. Yeah, we know that, and but like, what's something you would tell your sister or your friend about your species?
Oh, so
He's
as in
skipping right now.
advice for dealing with a guy or a tip for going on a date?
No, if for you as a guy, what would be your advice to girls? Like a PSA. Do you know what that is in this country?
Okay, I would say I've got this already. So I would say, don't lead with your past trauma or your worries or the chip that's on your shoulder from an ex that's hurt you in the past, because that's got nothing to do with the guy that you're meeting. He might be the best thing you ever met or the worst, but you got to give it a chance. So if you're coming in there with like these digital red flags up on the screen in front of your eyes as he's talking, go no, 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 tick, no, tick, no, tick.
What just happened?
It's just going to ruin it. You're not going to be in the
Yes.
moment. So I would say just leave everything behind, see how it goes.
And I think you mentioned this before, but also like leaving some of the clues that has happened out of a profile.
No, you're stitching me up here, Mindy. If you've written on this on your Hinge profiles, I'm really sorry about this, but the biggest indicator to me that someone has some like past trauma, which we all do. I've been like mortally wounded by a relationship. Like I've had my heart broken. But what I don't write on my Hinge profile is the most important thing is that you are honest and you do not lie. And you come like, of course, like that's like a human requirement, right? But that is like, I have been hurt, someone lied to me, and I am mad about it. So I would just don't write that. That's my one tip.
Yeah, I think figure out, be true to yourself. Like, don't be somebody you're not. Just in life, and if there are things that are changing how you walk in the world, like figure that out before you're looking for somebody else for the relationship to go sour with. Ultimately, sooner or later. So, find activities and passions that you would enjoy with or without somebody, and then be ready to share it with somebody. So, and then go to environments where those types of people that you want in your life are frequenting, and don't force it either. Like I think a lot of times people want to force things, and you got to just wait for the timing to take its course.
Noted.
This might sound like I'm like justifying for like dumb guys or whatever, but the times I've had girlfriends ask me about their relationships with other guys, I'm always like, I don't think he fucking even knows what you're like angry about right now. And I do think socially and probably like certainly emotionally, guys are a lot simpler and slower. And just like
I haven't noticed.
yeah, it's well, I just mean that every time, a girl's like, he didn't invite me to like his brother's girlfriend's like birthday dinner. Like, does he hate me? And I'm like, dude, I fucking forgot. Like, I don't think he thinks like that you want to go or like what. Like, they're just, and this is just from experience. I don't think guys think everything through.
What?
Wow. Yeah.
Shocking. You guys heard it here first.
And I think that like it could be beneficial to just like bring it up and get clarity before like locking yourself in your room and being like, oh my god, like,
And overanalyzing.
yeah.
And
I don't know if that's a good tip.
yeah,
or
no,
not,
I
but
think it is. Yeah.
yeah. Just for every guy who's gotten in a fight and he was like, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm fighting for here.
Okay.
So.
Now, do you guys believe in this statement? Like, if he wanted to, he would.
Yes.
Because that was something that came up in one episode, and it really stuck with me as like a headline that, and same for girls too. Like, if she wanted to, she would, right?
She's like meat.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, for cheering me, I'm saying. Okay, so my last question is, I just want to reverse what we talked about. So you guys gave the PSA, like what every girl should know. What do you think is the reverse of that? That, like you want to know about women and what they do that you are very unclear on.
In what sense? Give me a little bit more context on that.
So when you said your PSA,
Ooh, I've got a great one.
Great.
I've got a
Let's
great
go.
one. In regards to like chivalry or like gender roles,
Yes.
I think we can say like as a majority we all kind of like see things the way like guys pay for first dates, whatever. Do you guys expect those because to you that's what is socially acceptable and that's what you can tell your friends that he paid for dinner and your dad paid for like your mom's dinner, whatever, or just like that's what we grew up, which I can backtrack that.
Please tell me you've all got plastic glasses.
Or does like a guy paying for stuff actually like prove he like respects you and loves you or whatever? Like I find gender roles are interesting because I grew up in a family where my mom made way more money than my dad did. My mom was in school when I was younger.
Okay.
And so I grew up with like traditional gender roles. So I find them very, very intriguing, like what they stand for like individually, you know?
Yeah.
Is that a fair question?